Baseball is America's favorite pastime. But to me, it's much more than just a game, as it has taught me many valuable lessons about winning at the biggest game of them all, the game of life. Madam Toastmaster, honored guests, and my fellow Toastmasters. In my wonder years, Friday evenings couldn't come soon enough for me to meet with some of the best friends one could ever have. There was Pee-wee, who loved the game, but couldn't hit the ball even if it was the size of a watermelon. Mary Lou, who could pitch, hit, and run with the best of the boys. And the professor. We knew something about everything, even though it was nothing. But the game was not baseball, rather stickball. See, back then we couldn't afford a real bat or a real ball. But who needed all of that fancy stuff when we could steal into Mama's kitchen and steal away with one of her choice broomsticks, cut it to size, fashion some waste material in the shape of a ball, and we were ready to play from sunup till sundown, just for the love of the game. And we would dream about the day when we would play on a real diamond with a real bat and a real ball, until the professor would just spoil it all by telling us we have to practice for at least 10,000 hours. And in a chorus, we would all just shout, "Shut up!" But it never dawned in our love for the game. And we would, as time went on, go across town to play with the big boys. And that had its challenges. You see, their mission in life was to just watch us squirm and scrub their benches while they played. On one occasion, on our way home, we met Mo, an old-timer who saw us all dejected. And he asked, "What's up?" We told him they wouldn't let us play. And that's when he taught us the golden rule. And the golden rule was simply, he who has the goal will make the rules. And the goal at that time was a new ball. And we would save up our pennies and make sure that when we got to that field, there was not another ball in that area code. And when they started arguing over who would hit and who would pitch and who would sit, all we would have to say is, "Ball, I think we are going home." And there would be a deafening silence. And we would strut to the mound, just like the Blue, and shout, "Play ball!" And that game would begin. Not for silver or for gold, but just for the love of the game. And then came Little League. And that's when we realized that dreams do come true, because we were now playing in real uniforms, with real bats, and real ball. But we also had real coaches. Some who played for love, and some who played just to win. And on one occasion, one of the players on our team totally disrespected little Pee-wee. You see, Pee-wee couldn't hit the ball, as I said, even if it were the size of a watermelon, but it wasn't entirely his fault. At a very early age, he was stricken with polio. Well, he tried his best, but it was always a challenge for him. And we were losing that game. It was a championship game. And one of our star players, whose turn it was to bat, berated little Pee Wee before he took his turn, was about to take his turn. And that's when the coach huddled us up and reminded us of another golden rule. And that rule was, even if it's the bottom of the ninth, and there's a lesson to be taught, teaching that lesson will always be more important than winning that game. And as Mikey strode to the pitch, strode to the diamond, he was called back. And coach shouted, "Pee Wee, you're up." "I'm up." "Coach, the game is on the line." "Pee Wee, you're up. You can do it." And the first pitch, he faced from the bruiser, who showed no mercy, whizzed past his nose as if it were a rocket. The second, almost the same. And the third pitch, little Pee Wee closed his eyes and swung with all his might and made connection. And that ball went sailing out of the ballpark and won them the game. And that day, a lesson was taught by the coach, and a lesson was learned by all of the players. That baseball, it's a game, but it's a game that teaches us many lessons. And the lesson they learned that day was, yes, we all play to win, but winning the game of life is more important than winning the game. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, sir.